Don't stop knocking. The power of persistent prayer. St. Luke 18 verse 1 says, "And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint." Welcome to Life is a Test. This is Exploring the Parables of Jesus, part 53. Have you ever prayed for something over and over, maybe for weeks, months, and even years, and felt like nothing was changing? Tanya, a single mother in a low-income community, battled for nearly a year to get justice for her son, who was wrongfully expelled over a stolen phone. Despite having evidence and being dismissed by authorities, she continued to write letters, call officials, and speak at board meetings, all while praying, fasting, and trusting God. Many told her to give up, but she persisted with faith and dignity. After nearly a year, a new superintendent reviewed the case, reinstated her son, issued an apology, and implemented system-wide changes to prevent future injustice. Like the widow in Jesus' parable, Tanya's persistence and faith brought breakthrough. The parable of the persistent widow, also called the parable of the unrighteous judge, tells of a widow who repeatedly seeks justice from a corrupt and unjust judge, who neither feared God nor cared about people. Though this judge initially ignored her, her pursuit and her pleading wore him down, and he granted her her request, not out of compassion, but to be rid of her. Jesus used this story to emphasize the necessity of continual prayer and faith, especially in difficult times. In the parable, Jesus highlights two important phrases: always pray and not to faint. To always pray means cultivating a lifestyle of communion with God, not just praying in crisis, but staying connected to Him daily. So whether we are walking, driving, cooking, or doing house chores, we can keep our hearts in a posture of prayer. Not to faint reminds us not to lose heart when prayers seem unanswered. Jesus knew discouragement would try to break our silence and also to silence our faith. His message is clear: don't give up. Keep praying, because breakthroughs often come when we least expect them. Understanding the widow and the judge in the cultural context is important. In the first century world, widows were among the most vulnerable, often left without provision or protection. This widow had no legal advocate, wealth, or influence. Her only resource is her voice, and she uses it boldly. Day after day, she pleaded for justice, pushing back against a system designed to ignore her. She had no power, and her persistence was not prideful, but it was fueled by desperation and faith. Today, when we think of judges, we imagine individuals in black robes who interpret the law with fairness and integrity. This judge, in this parable, represents the corrupt power structures of our time. Known in Hebrew as robber judges, these officials earned their roles not through merit, but through bribes, self-interest, power, but not fairness. They were known to rule in favor of those who could have offered them the most, whether through wealth, connections, or political gain. The widow had none of those resources that would typically sway a judge's ruling. So in this light, her case seems hopeless, but her persistence prevailed. Jesus wasn't comparing God to this judge. He was making a contrast. God is not like the unjust judge. Our God is righteous, compassionate, and attentive to the cries of His people. If a corrupt man can be moved by persistence, how much more shall a loving God, a just Father, respond to His people who cry out day and night. St. Luke 18 verse 7 asks, "Shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them?" Even when it seems like God is silent, he is never absent. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11 reminds us that he makes all things beautiful in his time. God's delays are not rejections. They are often preparations for something greater. While we wait, he is shaping our hearts, deepening our trust, and aligning us with his perfect will. This parable reminds us that persistence in prayer isn't just about getting answers. It's about becoming people of endurance and faith. God does not require eloquence or perfection. He honors consistency and trust. He hears every cry, every whisper, and every groan. God is not annoyed by our persistence. He welcomes it. He is not indifferent. He delights in justice. His delays are often refining us, building trust, perseverance, and a deeper dependence on him. The parable isn't a lesson in results, but a call to transformation. Like the widow, we may feel powerless, but we have direct access to the throne of grace. The widow's persistence revealed her inner strength. In the same way, God uses waiting seasons to build spiritual maturity in us. Let us remind ourselves that prayer is not a vending machine where we insert requests and receive instant results. It is a refining process that builds trust, dependence, and resilience. Maybe there's an area in our life where we have grown weary of praying. Maybe we have knocked so long that our hands are tired and our hope is fading. But the question is, will we keep knocking? Will we trust that God's delay is not punishment, but a preparation? This parable calls us to be faithful, not just for an answer, but for the character it builds along the way. So don't stop knocking. Don't stop seeking. Don't stop praying. God is listening. He is working, and he will answer. Not always when we want, but always when it's right. Your prayers are not wasted. Your cries are not ignored. Keep pressing in, because the God who hears his elect day and night is faithful. He is forming you, sustaining you, and preparing the answer in his perfect time. Thank you for your continued support. Your passion for these devotions truly inspires us. Stay connected and keep growing with us. Join us for weekly prayer every Wednesday morning where faith and fellowship meet. Ladies, don't miss the Wailing Woman every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A powerful space of prayer, encouragement, and sisterhood. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for uplifting devotional content and drama that will strengthen your walk with Christ. Have questions or need prayer? Message us on WhatsApp at 441-519-8087. Remember, we must not mistake God's silence for absence. He is working behind the scenes, aligning our hearts with his purpose. So don't stop praying. Keep showing up in prayer. God hears persistence louder than perfection. Have a blessed day with an awesome God.